All right, well, it's Sunday. I took a couple days off. Still trying to get a lot of stuff organized. This coming week's gonna be pretty busy, but do a couple more days of deliveries probably, or maybe not. I don't even know. But do something for today. I do got a couple things I'll probably show you guys in here because I keep getting a lot of people asking about the coffee cup and all that, and I've had made videos on all that stuff. I know I got a lot of episodes on there. I might just need to go through there and kind of create some different playlists, kind of organize it better, which I'll probably do that later today, because I got shorts, I got all kinds of stuff that pretty much answers all those questions. But sometimes trying to make a video again about the same thing, it's not always easiest to do at that moment. I do try to respond, try to do stuff quick, but a lot of times you guys just gotta kind of go back through all my stuff, because I've already covered most of pretty much everything's pretty much been covered. Now I'm gonna reinforce a lot of it when I'm on the trip, because I gotta just show you, because I'm gonna be doing it, because that's why I showed it to you, because I use and do most of that same stuff. But sometimes just trying to go through all that takes a lot of time to kind of repost the same thing. And that was one reason why I was trying to do the school community, because it made it easier to do. It made it easier to sit there and try to do answer questions on YouTube. I could do it, but I can't like send you that video link. But if you guys go to that subreddit I got for Fares and Frustrations, I had set it up a while back. You guys can go on there. I can send you links to videos, answer your questions, and do stuff like that. That actually make it easier. So that way I might try to organize some more stuff on that one too. I gotta play with that and figure out how to organize the subreddit, so I got stuff set up. The whole point of doing it was make it easier to talk to people, because one, I don't have to pay for the Reddit. It's a lot easier. Paying for the school community is just a lot when you're trying to do it for free. Just an extra added cost that I really don't feel like spending at the moment, when don't even got a whole lot of people on there anyways. A lot of people don't want to sign up and do it. It's a hassle, so just try to make things as easy as possible for everybody. But so I'll go reorganize all that, but I'm trying to see if it's a little busy day. It is Sunday, so Sundays are kind of busy. I just been chilling and doing that. It just gets boring sometimes, so I had to get out and do something. Even though doing a delivery sometimes gets frustrating. Looks like I'm gonna try this one. It's like 13 bucks. We'll see what happens. This thing had me all confused. Sometimes that's the GPS of this thing's aggravating, but I gotta go to Bronx House Pizza. That's kind of a long drive. We'll see how this one goes. This might not be worth it, to be honest with you. So I got a whole bunch of that stuff. So those are nice people. I got $6.40. That's like the whatever delivery fee is, and then the guy gave me cash tips. So a lot of times when you've got to get a pin or they send me to the door, it's probably usually when they're going to give you a cash tip. I do appreciate that. And then whatever else he added on there, because he said that's just added to whatever. So you know what, things like that actually, especially when you start off, really kind of make me want to keep going. Like, a lot of these other episodes, how I'd be like, oh man, I don't feel like I think I'm gonna stop or whatever, because I get unmotivated, because and it's not really about people not tipping, because pretty much everybody I've got luckily is tipped. But you gotta look at it like this too, is like, because I waited tables, right? So I worked for tips. Well, when you're waiting tables, all you're doing is you're in the restaurant. People come to you, and all you have to do is walk around the restaurant. You're not spending any money to work. You're just going to work. So, and if something happens, managers comp it, whatever, right? So you're not losing any money to work. But doing deliveries, people do tip the right percentage. Maybe they do 10, maybe it's 15, maybe it's 20, but they are paying more for the food because they got delivery fees, all that. Then they might be tipping correctly, but if they didn't order a whole lot of food, that's not going to be a big tip. But because you have to drive, because you've put miles on your car, you've got to waste gas, you got to do all this type of stuff, that little bit of money, even if they tip the correct amount, it costs you more money to make that money. That's the real biggest problem, is that. And now I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here. And that's what's hard sometimes when you're in these little subdivisions, trying to get out of here. But that's part of it though, right? So that's why with deliveries it's so hard, and that's why I get so unmotivated. It's not that people aren't tipping the correct amount, it's just because I have to drive all that tipping that correct amount, that little fee I get doesn't really always make you in the green. Sometimes you're still kind of breaking even, or maybe you're still in the negative depending on what type of car you drive. So that's part of doing deliveries. That's why I get so unmotivated. Like when I'm doing Uber, I'm not really focused on tips. Yeah, if I do an airport trip, I'm usually thinking, these people are going to tip, because most people from the airport do. I've done it long enough, you kind of got an idea who's going to tip, who's not. But I'm not taking that trip thinking, oh, I hope they give me a tip. Now, sometimes that tip can make that trip actually profitable when it wasn't. And so that is a good thing. I really love everybody that tips. But the thing is I'm taking those fares based on knowing, okay, if I don't get a tip, at least I made that much, it was worth it. But when you're doing deliveries, it's hard because Uber hides how much you got tipped, how much the delivery fee, it just gives you what expected is. So it hides all the valuable information. The reason why they do that, so you can't cherry pick. But you know what? If I had that more information, yeah, I'm probably still gonna cherry pick, but at least I know what I'm doing. And that's the problem, is they're not transparent. Uber doesn't care about being transparent. So now this one's like $8, and I gotta go. I'm gonna do it because it's taking me back. Oh wait, dang, no, I'm gonna cancel that one because I had to go all the way. I gotta go all the way up there and all the way back. You know what? I'll just do it. Because then I'll just come back the back way and go back to my house. I might as well do it. Maybe she'll tip me good. It's way out here, so we'll see how it works. Now I'm just trying to get out the subdivision. That's the crazy thing about these big subdivisions. But that's just how it is. So that's why. But having a good thing like that, it's like motivated. My thing was where I'm at. I was trying to get back to like a better area because it keeps pulling me way out in the middle of nowhere. But maybe these people will tip more. Maybe they're worth it. So you know what? I might just try it out. It's not too big of a deal. I got plenty of gas, so I'm good to go. So I don't know. That's why I just wanted to explain is when I start getting some good tips starting off, it motivates me. I'm more motivated. Now, unless I really got something I got to pay, then you're still going to grind it out, but it's still unmotivating. But when you're making money, it's motivating. I'm different than a lot of people. I'm not saying like you give me this huge tip, I might not quit for the day. Most likely, probably not, because if I haven't just started, I got a huge tip, yeah, I'm going to keep working because I'm going to make a lot more money. That's a great bonus. Now, there might be times where I only need to make a certain amount, so if I did get that much, I might stop. And sometimes that's smart because of the fact that you can actually save miles on your car, save gas, save all that wear and tear, save the closer you are to an oil change. So sometimes it's worth, if you only need a certain amount and you're only trying to make an amount and you can make it quick, then just stop, because not always are you going to make a lot more afterwards. You might, depending on if that's their first order, but if you've been working a little bit, it could die down, it could be dead, and you might not make any more money, you just wasting more miles. So it's always about thinking about what your goal is and what you're trying to do, what day of the week. I mean, there's just so many factors. That's why so many times people are like, would you take this? I mean, I don't know what what you were trying to do or what I might be trying to do that day to whether I would take it or not. Because sometimes a non-profitable trip that you're like, dang, I should have took it, ends up turning into a unicorn because those people are nice, they tip you, or whatever happens. So you never know sometimes when you're like, oh, I should have took it, and it ends up being like the best thing ever. I've had a bunch of those happen. Now, does it always happen? No. So sometimes you are like, dang, I wish I would have done that. But you know, sometimes you take a chance and you roll with it. Either you do good, or you just learn from it, or there's just nothing you can do about it. So I'm gonna go pick up this Chinese food, drop it off to this lady, see if I can keep getting good roll out here. Maybe if these people tip good like this, I might just keep doing it, because hey, it might be worth it. Might be a good strategy to be in a different area where there's not as many populated areas, because I'm usually over there by Jack's Beach, stuff like that, and it's all the same places. Maybe being out here in Orange Park and Clay County, it's a little bit better because it's farther, so maybe these people seem to tip good. So hey, we'll see. I hope so. I definitely hope so. So got a pretty large order at the Chinese place, Asian house, so I'm gonna drop it off. Actually got a lot of food, but ain't too bad. Stupid seatbelt. But go drop it off and see what else I get after that, because being out here is probably not as busy, so I'm not gonna probably get orders stacked or whatever, but it's all good. As long as I keep getting tips like I got that first one, I'm good to go. It might actually be more worth it to do it than it would be to stacking orders and driving around over there and still driving about the same distance, dealing with more traffic, but people not really tipping as good as they do out here. But we're gonna find out. Maybe I just got lucky, but I tell you what, rather be lucky all the time, because tell you what, pays to be lucky sometimes. It's like winning the lottery. Would you want to have a great job and work hard and make money, or would you rather just get lucky and win a whole bunch of money one time? Well, most people would probably rather just win a bunch of money one time. Then you could just do whatever and invest it and make more money. You can still work hard, you can still make money, but being lucky really does pay off a lot more times than it does just being good or doing whatever. But hey, I'll take the luck and I'll take the hard work, because you know what, put them both together and it always usually works out pretty good. So we'll see what happens, but at least over here is not too much traffic. Speed limit's a little faster. A lot of construction, but got to pay attention to this stupid maps, because Uber just had me going through. The bad thing about Uber is it will make, I don't know why it does it, I don't know where it gets that information from, but it will have basically, it sent me through a back gate that wasn't even a road, that was going to, I don't even know what it was, saying I'm getting into a subdivision when I passed the entrance. It's like so retarded. But because I don't know the area, I didn't know to look out for it. I didn't know didn't know that it was a dead end road, didn't know whatever. So that's the thing, and that's going to be the biggest issue when I do travel, is going to be an unfamiliar territory throughout the whole trip pretty much. As soon as I get out of Florida, I mean, I know a little bit of Georgia, so I am kind of familiar with Atlanta and Savannah, but South Carolina too, because I did live in Greenville for a while. But once I get like Tennessee, North Carolina, all that, literally all that stuff, I got no idea what I'm doing, where I'm at, with highways, none of that, besides like 95, and that's not even, you know, I don't know how many states that even goes through. I mean, it goes through a lot, but on that trip, it's not going to be so much. But all them other roads, like I know I-10, but I'm not going straight out to California or Texas or nothing from Florida. So I-10, I'll probably be on at some point, maybe. I don't even know, to tell you the truth, but I'm not hitting the panhandle of Florida, you know, because I could go out west and then come back out back, but that's not really the best way to do it. So let me drop this off. Let's see what happens. All right, so that last one I got $3.93. Still waiting on the in-app tip from the other one, because I guess he said he put something else in there, but I got cash, so it's whatever. He tipped me pretty good. That one I got $3.93, so we'll see if I get a tip on that one. It said like $8 and some change, so we'll see what happens. I ain't really getting no more orders way out here. I'm kind of, that's why I don't like working the west side of Jacksonville, because it starts to pull you way out to the boonies, near to Clay County and all these other things. I did do 2 orders out here, wasn't too bad so far, at least what it seemed, but I'm not going to keep getting pulled farther and farther out here. I'm just going to go back towards that area and see what happens from there. All right, so that first order, they did tip me $7.14 plus. I think it gave me like $7, $8, $9 cash. So I ended up making, $13.54 off just the order with the tip on there plus. So I made about 20 bucks. That's not bad. Now I haven't got the other tip from the second order yet. I made it back over here to Jacksonville. I had to get out of Clay County, but do some more deliveries, but See, that's really not that bad. So that was a pretty good start, man. If I could do 5 of those, I'd be great. I mean, it was worth the miles. And I mean, I drove 25 miles. So I guess for delivery, that's about almost $1 a mile. So that's about what you'd have got anyway. So it wasn't too bad. I mean, getting there was right around the corner from where I started, going through all that. So I don't know, it could have been worse. But when it comes to delivery, it's probably one of the better ones I've had. So I'm not complaining too much, just because what all entails with deliveries. So try to make some more money. I got nothing else to do anyways. So right now, so far, 2 orders. I've made about 20, let's see, 17.47 it says on here, plus like another, what, $8. So you're looking at about $25.47. It's not bad for 2 orders. I'm still waiting on the tip to process from that second order. So hopefully that's like $5 or something. Then I'd be at like $30. So we'll see what happens. But I'm back over here now, try to do some more orders. I had to do a quick post real quick for TikTok and Instagram. Had to stop, but we'll see what happens. Try to make some more money. Kind of on a good little start, so no reason to stop at this point. Might as well just keep going. So that second order tip came in, it was like $4.46. So now I'm up to like $29 and some change. So it's really not that bad. So 2 orders. Now I'm on my 3rd order. We'll see what happens, but now it might rain, so I don't know. So that was easy. So now I got an order from Racetrack, which is weird. Like, I've done orders from 7-Eleven, but Racetrack, like, you want a corn dog, some Ben & Jerry's ice cream, some drinks, and some just random stuff from the gas station. Like, that's just weird. Like, I don't know. I guess 7-Eleven I'm used to a lot of. For some reason they did it for a while, but now it's like I gotta stop at Gate. What am I gonna do? Go to Dailies? Like, going to the gas station? It's just, I don't know. It says $12 change. I'm having a feeling it's probably gonna be a tip-baited order because it's coming from a gas station. And I could be wrong. Like, can't really judge people sometimes, but really it goes based on experience. And I don't know. I just have a hard time feeling I'm gonna get $12 from Racetrack. But then again, you never know. I got $20 from the pizza, so you know, well, it's worth a shot. It's not too far of a drive, so hey, I mean, it's kind of different, but hey, you never know. You never know. You just never know. All right, so this is one of those examples of I picked up from Racetrack off Phillips Highway, but I gotta drive way out there to drop off this, and there's definitely a couple racetracks along the way, right? So look how far I gotta do to get this. It's crazy. So I gotta go 14 miles to drop all this off, when there's definitely 1 or 2 racetracks closer to where that is. So that's one of those prime examples of Uber making you order from a place that's far away. That doesn't make any sense. Like, there's definitely 2, 3, probably 4 racetracks that are closer to where I'm dropping this off at than where they had them order it from. So what does that mean? Those other racetracks either aren't part of Uber Eats, or they don't want to deal with it. They got to turn it off, whatever. Or I don't understand it, period, how they would have it ordered so far away from a gas station when there's a million gas stations. See, a lot of those orders that I showed you that were, you know, one-of-a-kind restaurant stuff, that's different. Okay, I live 20 minutes from there, but I really want that food. I just don't feel like driving to get it. I understand that. Completely understand that. But when you're dealing with a chain like Racetrack or Subway, McDonald's, whatever, and you're picking up from one that's far away when there's a few closer, and you're ordered on the app and you don't know that it's farther away, and Uber's telling you it's not that far, you're thinking, oh, it's just right around the corner. How does that make any sense? So that's one thing about Uber Eats I don't like. It orders stuff from random. It makes you drive a lot more. It makes it almost like you're doing Uber, but you're delivering food. Delivering food should be in a certain radius unless there's something special you want. But when you're dealing with chains and they're all over the place, it should order from one, wherever you're located, it should order from that one closer to you, not farther away. But that's where Uber wants to charge you more money and make you wait longer. I really don't understand the logic in it. Besides, maybe they're charging a fee. I don't understand it. I really don't. But Uber doesn't care because I got to drive so far. So I don't even know if I'm going to get $12 for this one, but we'll see. Stuff like that really frustrates me when it comes to delivery. All right, so think about this, right? Look where I gotta go to drop it off. Look what's right across the street. That's a racetrack. So I came all the way from US 1 Phillips Highway, right there near Nocatee and all that, just to go by a racetrack that's literally across the street from where they're at. And that's where they were ordering from. They probably thought, you know what, I'm getting it from across the street, they're just gonna bring it to me. But no, I got it from 10, 15 miles away to bring them something that's literally right across the street. That's crazy. All right, so you see right there, those are apartments. Now, right behind it, you got the movie theater, Cinemark. And then right in front of it, there is the racetrack. So now I'm gonna do a screen recording and I'm gonna break down where I went from all the way to here. I'm gonna see why, and then I'm gonna do an episode and show you guys a separate episode why orders are literally ordered from farther away when there's something literally you could have walked to. Like this person could have walked up to the store. It literally was not that far. I mean, look how far it is right there. That's all it is right there is the gas station, and then the apartments is right there behind the movie theater, and you got racetrack right there. That is just insane that I had to drive 14 miles to pick up food that could literally have been done. They could have walked to, which is fine, you paid for it. But my main thing is the fact that they probably thought they were getting it from there and they ended up getting it from somewhere all the way across town, especially in Jacksonville. Everything is so far away. Crazy. It don't make no sense. But hey, makes for good content. I'm gonna do an episode. All right, so I'm gonna do a screen recorder. I'm gonna show you guys where I'm at. So see, right here is basically Cinemark. Then you got a racetrack that's right in front of me, Panda Express, all that. And then it should show where I'm in the Cinemark. Why it doesn't show, but the apartments are right here in the back. You'll see the Lux apartments, and then right here in the front where I'm at, there's Cinemark, and then there is the gas station, 7-Eleven. For some reason it's not showing the actual thing, because it's not even showing Another Broken Egg, Chipotle, Panda Express. See, it's not even showing Whataburger stuff, but the thing's right there. But let me show you where I had to come from. So we're going to go from the last trip, which was right here, and $3. I drove all the way from Phillips Highway Racetrack all the way to up here when there's one right across the street. So I'm gonna break down why this happens, and so you guys will know next time you order and you think, man, why is my driver taking so long? I know the restaurant's only down the street. Well, that could be true if it's the one-of-a-kind type restaurant or there's only like 1 or 2 locations. But when you got major chains like Racetrack, 7-Eleven, or McDonald's, Taco Bell, Whataburger, all those, sometimes you order and you think it's from the closest spot. It's actually not. All right, so I got 2 orders I got stacked, both of them from like different Chinese restaurants, but I just picked one up. Now I'm going to get the second order, and then I gotta go start dropping them off. But hopefully I make some good tips off of them. Ain't too bad, so we'll see. I'm doing too bad today, except for that crazy order all the way from nowhere to nowhere for no reason when they're right across the street. But hey, at least I got to show you guys an example of how crazy it is. But gonna have an episode, I'm gonna break it down why that happens and what's the problem. But it's still crazy that that does happen because of the fact that you literally so many closer options. So people want to complain about your food being cold. Well, it's not my fault that they had you order from so far away when there was one so close to you. But you know, that's why I show all this, because some people probably don't. They focus more on the money. I focus more on the problems, because the money is a good thing to show, but the problems is really a good thing to show, because you want to know why certain things happen. So maybe people make more money when they're like, hey, it's not my fault. But I'm not saying everybody's, you know, doesn't do something stupid, but at the same time, a lot of these little things happen. I've noticed that's why I didn't really care for doing deliveries with Uber Eats. Now, I heard DoorDash kind of keep you in an area. Never did DoorDash, haven't signed up, not going to sign up. I just do Uber Eats because it's already on there, and you know, obviously I can't do nothing else. Not yet, but I'm just so ready to start picking up people again. But here pretty soon, I'll be right back at it. So now I gotta pay attention, because sometimes these directions get a little crazy. right, so I got that second order. The first order is literally like 2 miles down the road. I know the other one's a little bit farther than that though, but at least the first order's going first, and that'll be done. You ain't got to worry about it because it makes it so much easier like that. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how long this takes, see if we get a good tip. All right, so I dropped that one off, and now I'm headed to pick up another order along the way to grab that, to drop off the second order. But now I got to pick up another order that's along the way down there to that same area where I got to drop that one off, which is actually a lot farther, but hopefully they tip pretty good. They're good little areas, so we'll see. Make a little bit of money. So now I got to go get this other order. So got the third order, dropped that one off last. So I got to drop that one off last. But we got the other order, so time to go. So now these orders are definitely one of a kind type of deal. So yeah, I got to drive 23 miles to drop it off. So that's just how it is. You know, first order or the second order, I got to drop them off first, so it still works out in order. Now, it only took me literally a minute to stop, grab this, it's on the way, so that's where it kind of makes sense. But it's just sometimes you get those weird things. It's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? And then the people don't know, and it sucks. I feel bad for them, but sometimes you can't do nothing about it, especially if you had to wait. Like if they wasn't ready to have to wait, it'd be a pain. But luckily, every place I went was busy. Just certain days of the week, certain times, it's just so busy that they get backed up, and it makes it fall on us, and we're the ones that get in trouble, or we're the ones that pay for it in a sense, because people take it out on us when it's not our fault. Nothing we can do about it. But go drop these orders off. It's like 22 minutes. Luckily, you know, traffic ain't too bad. It's a Sunday. Highways are pretty easy, as long as there's no accidents, which there shouldn't be. You got nothing to worry about. That's why the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays aren't too bad. I really like doing them because a lot of people do order out and there's no traffic. During the week, man, it's kind of hard. And Jacksonville's traffic's not that bad. A lot of people complain about it, but listen, go to Orlando, go to Miami, go to Atlanta, then you ain't gonna complain about the traffic because you can navigate this stuff pretty easily. Sometimes, depending on where you gotta go, ain't nothing you can do about it, but still can get around it. All right, so I did get $8.67 on that order from for Racetrack, the one that was like right across the street. So they did tip me $8. That's pretty good. I just wish they'd have known it was right across the street, but you know, hey, paying for convenience, I do appreciate it. At least they did it. Luckily, do it pretty good. I got to give it to these people, everybody. I've been pretty lucky, so I'm not complaining, but I'm getting there so close. So on that one, I got $3.68. I got the one last order to go, but I'm already at $41.70 plus. I'm at $50. I ain't done too many orders, maybe what, 6 orders? Not too bad. I still got 2 more tips coming, and then a third one. Still got 3 more tips that still haven't been processed. So I don't know, I might end up making like $70. I would think so, yeah, probably around $70. That's pretty not bad. Pretty good for, I've only been doing this for maybe 3 hours. So, you know, that just goes to show some days you either it's just luck of the draw type deal. You just start off with, because I started off with like $20 tip or whatever, so that really boosted everything. But then I kept getting pretty good orders. Everything was quick. Just one of those good days. So it's not bad, but just not every day is like that, and not all orders are like that. And it does, I guess, depend on where you're working at sometimes. Like I've been in St. Johns County and Clay County, and then I've been all the way over to Atlantic Boulevard. So I've been all over the city, almost like Uber, doing regular Uber, where I'm literally doing laps around Jacksonville and, you know, end up in St. Augustine and who knows where else, Georgia, and all kinds of stuff. So, you know, pretty much the same, but $70. Let me see at the end how many miles I've driven through Gridwise. So when I do Gridwise, I'll know, all right, how many miles did I do, and then how much money did I make versus the miles, and see how good it was. Because that's the thing too, is driving a lot of miles for tips. I've been getting pretty good tips, so maybe it kind of evens out. Might even be kind of similar to basically what I would have got doing Uber at the same time. It's just I didn't really have to talk to nobody, got food, but luckily I didn't have to wait anywhere. It was just a pretty easy day, so not too bad. So I got like $10 off that last one, and she gave me like $6 cash. But it goes to show too is the address or the spot that the house is at, and then where the map was showing me to go, were two different spots. The map does get mixed up sometimes, and it does it in subdivisions, and it does it in apartment complexes. So a lot of times you got to follow where the thing is and look at the address and then figure it out from the map itself. You can't just go based on that, otherwise you're going to drive in circles. Same way when you're picking up people, you drive to the person, not to the thing, because most of the time it's going to be inaccurate. So that is the best way to do it, is literally just drive to the person, because sometimes not people complain about, oh, they're not at the pin, I got to go to the pin. I've already covered that. You do not have to go to the pin. Go to the person and you take them to where they want to go. Now if they try to make you do something crazy and it's, you know, not what you're trying to do, well, you can kind of deal with that on a situational basis. But besides that, you can't go based on that. You got to learn from experience. You go to where the house, look for the address. You got to go that little extra mile sometimes. She paid for it. I got a $10 delivery fee. She even tipped me cash. I don't know if she tipped me more on a thing, but that's why you got to go out your way. She had a pin, so she made somebody who couldn't just try to steal it, which, as long as you're ready to open the door and give it the pin and do all that, I can understand it that way. You're not worried about somebody stealing your food, but you do have to interact with them. Some people don't want to interact with us delivery drivers. I don't really know why, unless maybe you're tip baiting or something. You don't want them to see your face, because then they'll remember you if you do something like that. That could be why, but I haven't ran into that issue. I've been pretty lucky. Knock on wood now. I don't want to end up having that happen, but I'm going to stop for today because I've done a few hours, but I made $44. I made $44 and $44. Still got 3 tips coming. I got cash. I made what, 15? No, she gave me like $7 plus 8, so that's $15. So right now I'm looking at 60 or 60 bucks that I made. I still got 3 tips that got to be processed. Whether she gave me some extra on the app or not, I don't know, but the other 2 definitely did. So I told you, I probably make 70, 75, 80 bucks. That's not bad. Definitely not bad for a couple hours, because I definitely ain't been online that long. But I'm back kind of towards my house, so basically what I'm going to do is gonna go edit this video and take care of some other stuff, because it's gonna be a busy week. Tomorrow I got a doctor's appointment. I got a couple things to do, but I might do some deliveries anyways. Probably do them a couple times throughout the week just to make a little extra money. Whatever, you know, I get bored. I just can't sit around and wait. Whatever, student loan stuff's come through, get the car fixed, then I got to go negotiate how I'm going to do getting the other vehicle. So here in the next couple weeks, I'll be doing Uber Premier. All right, so I'm going to do that screen recording, and I'm going to show you what I made yesterday, because you got to wait for it to reset to do it. But when you go back to Gridwise, it's going to say last week. Now, it shows this week, but it's Monday. I was working yesterday, so you go, it says I made $139. I didn't work that many days. Shows the miles, 275. Now, when you go down to, you click on last week, it'll break it down like 30 on Monday, 19 on Wednesday, 23 on Thursday, $6 on Friday, but I think I made a little bit more than that. I did like 1 order, and then $60 on Sunday. Now, when you go down to the bottom, it breaks down all days. Then it does your efficiency. It says $9.25 per trip, 50 cents per mile, $8.32 per hour is what I was making, but I didn't really do a lot, and it was deliveries. Then you just click on Sunday, and it shows $60 with 6 deliveries. So that's not bad. Basically, $10 a delivery. I had those really good tips, so that always goes. But it breaks it down for you. That's the best way to use that Gridwise, and I'm going to show you guys more how it works as I travel, as I get everything finished being set up and go. After this week, everything's going to start moving pretty fast, so you guys be ready.